months, a major power shift could threaten President Biden's agenda. Polling suggests the Democrats are almost certain to lose control of the House. They could hold on to their razor-thin majority in the Senate, but that too is in jeopardy. Joe Khalil breaking down the key races to watch. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Adrian. Yeah, the Senate map is really interesting because there's a lot of uncertainty there heading into November. And in a 50-50 Senate, the balance of power literally hinges on any one seat flipping. So let's take a look at some of the tough races that we've got. Starting with Democrats, there are really 4 Democratic incumbents now that are sort of fighting for their political lives at this moment. We'll start with Raphael Warnock, the newly elected senator from Georgia. He's going to have a tight race, likely facing against football star Herschel Walker, the Trump-backed candidate there. We remember how close Georgia was in 2020. We're expecting sort of the same in November. Maggie Hassan, another senator from New Hampshire, she is vulnerable. Her chances did get a lot better when the very popular Republican governor there, Chris Sununu, said he would not run against her. Still, a purple state, a really tough seat to protect. Next, Catherine Cortez Masto, the senator from Nevada. It's a state where President Biden's approval is underwater right now. She is popular, but she's going to need a really good Democratic turnout to keep her seat. And lastly, Mark Kelly, Democrat from Arizona. He's popular. He's a really good fundraiser, but Arizona is a purple state. You got a lot of Republican voters there. It's also a border state, so he's going to deal with that dynamic. Now, on the other side of the aisle, there's really only one Republican incumbent senator that's at risk of losing his seat, and we're talking about Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. He comes from a very purple state in Wisconsin. Their other senator and their governor are Democrats. Now, his favorability numbers in his own state are really not that great. So that's going to be his big challenge there. Now, there are 3 longtime Republican senators that are retiring. Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania, Rob Portman in Ohio, and Richard Burr in North Carolina. So that's going to be tough because those are all swing states. All are going to be competitive as those Republicans retire. Democrats are hoping they can flip at least 1 or 2 of those states into their column. Adrian.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. I have a question for you. In some states, primary elections start this week. Voters will be going to the polls tomorrow in a few places. What are we going to be watching for?
So the storyline that I'm really interested in, and I think that's going to have a big impact, is the impact of President Trump on some of these Republican primaries. This week in Ohio, you've got a really interesting one. Voters taking to the polls tomorrow. You're going to see whether Trump's endorsement really means a lot. He endorsed in Ohio, and the candidate there, J.D. Vance, went up in popularity, according to polls, and got a lot more money in donations after that endorsement. But you've got other states like Pennsylvania where former President Trump threw his support behind Dr. Oz. And in fact, when that happened, his numbers didn't really change. In fact, he may be even in a bit of a worse position than he was just a couple of months ago. So I think this coming primary season, you're going to see that impact, and that's certainly going to have a lot to say about what happens in November as well.
All right. Adrian. Thank you so much, Joe. You know, I want to talk a little bit more about this with our good friend, Niles. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.